All right, how about it, YouTube? I'm coming back with another video on gang stalking uh, for the target individuals, and hopefully this can help you understand a little bit from my perspective of what could happen to you if it hasn't already happened. But anyhow, a lot of this stuff is some of my old uh, street theater that I had no idea was actually going on at the time. I just thought that I was having a lot of bad luck with just random people, but after I found out about the technology and what happens to people who are target individuals, like I tell you in all my other videos, it woke me up and I started realizing that I was actually a target individual. But anyhow, it's this one officer who's always seemed to uh, appear in different situations in my life, you know? And I know that he's actually one of my stalkers, and he's probably one of the most dangerous ones because every time he shows up, it's out of chaos. Like I think a lot of times when he shows up, there's chaos. Maybe I'm arguing with someone, or I'm intoxicated, or back when I was younger, um, probably like around 17. This was like 1997, man. This dude had showed up all the way up until 2000. The last time I seen him was like 2012. But anyhow, uh, my first encounter with this guy was um, I was at a group home for youth kids, and I actually had ran away. And when I ran away, I ran to the housing projects, and I started selling crack. I was a little young guy. I was trying to stay on the run. I didn't want to go back to the group home. But anyhow, um, I'm just gonna be blunt with you and tell you the whole story why I ran away from the group home. There was one officer who stayed across from my the group home that I was in. I need to mention we have a trespassing sign in our yard that tells pedestrians or anybody that's in the neighborhood to stay off of the property. But we did not have a fence on the front side. We just had a fence on the back side to keep us from running away. But that didn't help because I got away anyhow. But uh, the officer stayed across from the group home, and what happened was his daughter. Every time we would come outside and we would toss our football up and down the field, she would come outside and do her little cheerleading thing, and she was attractive, to us. We was a bunch of young boys, in a group home. But long story short, his daughter started coming to our group home, jumping in our windows. Now I'm gonna mention this: our windows were to keep us in, so we couldn't really get out of the windows because the way they were made. But if someone really wanted to, you could put a chair up to it and climb up to it because the windows was like 7 foot off of the ground. So this girl, man, she used to come and get a chair off our patio and put it up to our window and climb in our window. And she started at one end of the building, and then she ended up uh, being my girlfriend last. But anyhow, that don't even matter. What matters is she was coming to our group home, jumping, getting a chair off the patio and jumping in guys' windows, you know. But anyhow, I was 17, and I think the girl was 14. And what they did was they tried to charge me for statutory for having sex with her, right? And need to mention this girl knows how to have sex. She was probably already having sex with older guys anyway. And I know some of y'all probably ain't gonna like what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to get to the point to tell y'all how this stuff goes, man. Like, because I feel like this was a part of my targeting, you know. But anyhow, they only came after me. They didn't come for any of the other guys in the dorm. And I need to mention that each pod has 4 rooms. There were 3 pods in the whole building. So you had A pod, B pod, C pod. My room was C pod. She had already talked to all the guys in the A pod and in the B pod. And when she got to my pod, I didn't know she had even had any dealings with those guys. So I'm totally lost, because when I met her, I thought that was her first time coming over to our building. But anyhow, uh, her father ended up coming and catching her in our building. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how did he even know she was over there? Out of now that I think about it, I'm like, how did he even know she was there? So to me, in my opinion, he knew where his daughter was going, you know, because that's the first place he went to was to us. But yeah, I feel like he knew that she was coming over there, and that's how I know that he probably was one of these control panel stalkers that was actually stalking his own daughter. Because when I look at it, I'm like, how did you even know she was there? Because I mean, maybe she did tell him, but at the same time, what father would allow their daughter to go and see? Because we was like kind of like little. Uh, I guess we were criminals, but we was young. We was just bad little bad kids. And I actually wasn't even in the group home for being bad. Now that I think about it, I was actually in the group home for parent neglect, from my parents. So they took me out of the home. So it wasn't like I was just out here killing people or nothing like that. But anyhow, moving on, uh they tried to say that I raped her. And I'm like, I didn't rape her. She came to my dorm and jumped on top of me. Hell, I was in my bed sleep. But that same officer, I believe he's behind a lot of this stuff, you know? And he put a lot of other officers in on it later on down the line. And like I said, man, I don't want to talk about this stuff, but I feel like that is important too, because if I don't talk about it, you know, I feel like it could be happening to other people and they don't even realize it. But anyhow, I ran away from the group home that night. Whenever he came, he came there looking for her, and once he found out that she was in my room, they were trying to send me to a higher level of a group home. At the time, I was in a level 1, and if any of you guys know, in the state of Tennessee, what a level 1 group home, if you don't know, just look it up. But I was in a level 1, and they were trying to put me into a max, which is level 3, and that would have made me be registered as sex offender and all this stuff. But like I just told you guys, there's a trespassing sign in the yard. And then she didn't even really tell me how old she was. You know, I didn't know how old she was at all. And I didn't feel like anything was wrong uh, with it because I didn't know the law. At that time, I didn't know the law. But that's what happened. But anyhow, uh, I'm making a lot of mini videos because my phone, it doesn't hold it only holds up to 9 minutes. So just bear with me because I'm gonna keep coming back with more videos, and I'm just gonna keep talking about these situations with these different perps that I've met in my life. All right, so I got like 30 seconds on this one, so I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'm gonna come back with the other one right after this.